What's up guys, BltzZ here today bringing you another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the supposed release dates and placeholders for the GeForce Now leaks, which contain mentions of crazy games that we've been obsessing over for the last few weeks. From Final Fantasy IX Remake, Chrono Remastered, Final Fantasy Tactics, and many more. This list was revealed September 13th, but 2 weeks later, on September 26th, a spreadsheet containing all of these same games and placeholder dates for their releases were showcased. Keep in mind guys that the supposed release dates and placeholders on this list are reflecting PC releases, not PlayStation, Xbox, or Switch, but mainly when a game is supposed to be hitting the PC market, whether it's Steam, Windows Store, or Epic Games. Also, I want to notate something about that PlayStation Mobile Inc. as the publisher name in this list. It was announced that just last week, PlayStation officially changed their publishing name for the games coming to PC from PlayStation Mobile Inc. to PlayStation PC LLC. This original page was since deleted, but thanks to the web archives, we can still look through it and see if any of these games which were announced for PC match up with the actual release dates they have since been assigned. Remember, a lot of these dates are placeholders, so many of them will say stuff like November 1st, 2021, but that just means it would be releasing sometime in November 2021. It should go without saying, but full disclosure guys, this should be taken with a grain of salt because some of this stuff is just not adding up. I don't know how I feel about these entirely, but some of these release dates months were well predicted before they were even officially announced, and some of them either don't make any sense or have passed and not come true. Click the link in the description for yourself so you can follow along with us as we break these things down. I won't go through everything on this list because, well, there is a lot. So feel free to sift through this on your own time and comment below anything you guys might have found that I totally glanced over or forgot to mention. Now without further ado, let's get into this video. When it comes to the legit aspect of this leak, there are some titles whose release months were mentioned that were listed here way back in September, before these games either had confirmations to being real or zero mentions anywhere about a release date. I'm looking at Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, which says November 2021 is when it would release on this list, which from way back in September, when it was created, was not even officially confirmed to being a title that existed. And what do you know? November 11th, 2021, next week, is when the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Remaster is officially released and ready for people to play everywhere, including on PC. Another title is Final Fantasy Origin, Stranger of Paradise. Yes, Chaos and Limp Bizkit Simulator, which we now know is releasing March 18th, 2022. It actually has been listed here for a release date of March 2022. Remember, this is from way back in September. This release date was not officially confirmed until the October 1st weekend during the totally not boring and 100% hype Tokyo Game Show showcase. Some big glaring issues, however, keep me from believing into this list as factual. For example, God of War PC is completely omitted from this list, which we now know is releasing January 14th, 2022. If that game was on this list and had a placeholder date of January 1st, 2022, then my entire mood about this entire list would be completely different. God of War was a big game from the leaks mentioned to be coming to PC, but it's entirely removed from this list. Horizon Forbidden West and many other PlayStation titles are here on this list, however. Ghost of Tsushima has a supposed PC release date of February 2022, which would mean it has to be announced pretty soon if that were going to be the case. So we need to keep an eye on that possibly coming our way, along with titles like Returnal, Ratchet & Clank, Sackboy Little Big Planet, and Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, which contains Uncharted 4 as well as all the other games in the Uncharted series. And now, according to this bitch-ass list, it also claims that Final Fantasy VII Remake will be coming to PC in June 2022. I really hope that is not the case and we get it much sooner than that, but 1 year release from when Intergrade originally dropped seems like it could be the spot. And while a Final Fantasy XVI PC release has been rumored, the alleged release date according to this list for Final Fantasy XVI on PC seems to be March 2023, which makes me wonder if that means Final Fantasy XVI will be releasing on PS5 during September or October time of 2022, having a 6-month gap between the PC release. Because it cannot be March 2022 for a PS5 release, because then that would have Square Enix's other game, Stranger of Paradise, struggling to compete against Final Fantasy XVI, a heavyweight main series title. And now, when it comes to Final Fantasy IX Remake, however, it has a laughable date with April 1st, 2022. Like, really though, this very well could explain what Nvidia was trying to say when these leaks originally dropped, about how these games listings are archives from God knows how long ago, and maybe once upon a time a Final Fantasy IX Remake was licensed and supposed to be releasing around that time if the project was ahead of schedule. But due to new plans within the company, they decided to put the remake on hold and continue with other projects in the meanwhile, which very well could be the case. You know, now that I think about it, one major factor that could have affected the release dates for certain games being all crazy in this list is, well, COVID and the pandemic. Think about it, the gaming industry usually has these projects planned out and ready years in advance. As they said, they've been planning to do a Final Fantasy VII Remake since the PlayStation 3 days, but decided to wait until the time was right. What if Final Fantasy IX Remake experienced the same exact thing, and with the world put on temporary hold because of social distancing, that would have played a major factor in drastically changing up these release dates that we're seeing right now. Okay, now I'm officially hyping myself up towards believing in this a little bit more now. What do you guys think about that? This also says Chrono Cross Remaster would drop next month in December 2021, as well as Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster dropping on PC in February 2022. One title I do see here, which is super interesting, is Tactics Ogre Remaster, having a March date for 2022. And this is shocking to me because in our previous Tactics video, we discussed how a Reddit user recently was asked by IDOS Montreal to take a Tactics-themed survey, and in this survey he saw mentions of Ogre Battle and Final Fantasy Tactics multiple times. Which would make sense on the previous listings for the leak. It would see often an unannounced Square Enix title is supposedly going to be something remastered or remade, which is pretty cool to see, and sort of adds a little bit more confirmation onto whatever that dude saw in the survey. And in this list, another massive info drop is that only 22.9% of people that watch and love these videos are currently subscribed. Guys, hit that subscribe button. It's totally free and helps support the channel out a ton. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers. That's 2.5 basketball arenas filled with lovely individuals on this channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more of these amazing videos, because we have a hot fall coming up on us this November for the channel. Of course, there are a few more releases which bother me on this list, but like I said, they could very well be archived licenses for upcoming titles that have been planned with placeholders. Two of them being Injustice 3 Gods Will Fall and Mortal Kombat 12, both of which are developed by NetherRealm Studios and licensed by Warner Brothers. As a longtime NRS fan myself, I know damn well they would not release both of these games, let alone in the same year and 3 months within each other. I mean, they usually go at least 2 or 3 years while servicing their game until they decide to move on to the next title. Not to mention, it's already been confirmed that NetherRealm is working on the Warner Bros. Smash game, which is set to be huge. Also, we can't talk about or showcase any screenshots for them because, you know, the Warner Brothers ninjas ain't playing around with this one. They got your boy Hungry Box in the last video. And that wraps it up for this video, guys. The GeForce Now leaks are something crazy, and this list just has so many possibilities you almost don't know what to believe. Because on one hand, many of these dates line up with what's been confirmed way after the list was even posted. And then some titles and their releases also just don't make any sense. Make sure you guys check this out for yourselves in the description below, and let me know if there's any information I might have missed, because there really is a lot to take in on this list. Cross-reference game titles you know that are going to be releasing on a specific date for PC, and see if that matches up with this list and your current findings. And comment below anything that you guys find, because seriously, let's get a discussion going. This stuff is pretty crazy. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More Final Fantasy news updates will be coming your way, and you won't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.